Hey everybody, welcome to episode 123 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this little doozy on a Thursday evening, September 7th, 2017, the official kickoff of the NFL season. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who I feel like I haven't talked to in forever, Jason Greer. Hi, Jason.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Doing excellent, man. I am so happy to be back here.
I know it is great, and I'm great. I'm excited because we have actually a somewhat jam-packed show. So
Yeah.
Not only are we just recording a show, should be a pretty high-quality show.
What's weird is that, like, last week we decided that we were going to be recording this week, like, come hell or high water, essentially. We were going to do a show with no news, and It turned out that some news kind of trickled up once we decided we were going to record the show, because that's how it works around here. We talk about doing something, and then good things happen. So, I'm sorry it's been forever, everybody out there, that we haven't recorded an episode, on top of the fact that there's been pretty much zero news, with the exception of Amiibo. It's been a busy summer for myself and my family. It's been a busy summer for Jason and his family. It's just been chaos. The month of August was just a wash. Like, I'm not even sure what happened to the month.
Nope.
Last time I checked, it was 4th of July, and then all of a sudden, now it's back to school and gone. I don't know.
I have some, like, medical appointment just to check up stuff in, like, September.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I got, like, plenty of time before that. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's, like, in a week.
I saw Halloween stuff getting put out, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
nope, I can't. Of all years, not right now. No. It's still like 100 degrees outside. The forests all around me are completely on fire. The last thing I want to think about is Halloween, and just, it's too soon, man.
And it's crazy because it's, like, feels like temperature out here is 54 degrees right now. Like, it's crisp right now out here.
Yeah.
But
how are things out
weather,
there?
man. They're going all right. All right.
Yeah. Speaking of weather, real quick, I do want to say a few things. Like, I hope everybody that may be listening to the show, like in the Houston and Texas area, like, I hope everybody is okay down there. It was devastating. It was horrible, and it's going to be a long recovery ahead. But, you know, just want to give a shout out to anybody out there listening that's down there. And then now, anybody that we may have in the Florida region, Puerto Rico, the Keys, it's nasty, and it's going to get progressively worse, and that sucks. I did check in with our friend Amigo down there, and the hurricane did not hit where he is at, but because of how big the hurricane was, he did say that they got tons of rain, and it's just downpours after downpour, but he's safe and sound. Like, that was like my first thing. I was like, I need to check on him. You know, he was like, no, don't worry, it's like not even close. I'm like, well, here in the States, like, our media doesn't really care much until it hits Florida.
Right.
Like,
it's all the islands down there are all just grouped together.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, there's some stuff going on down there, but Florida's about to get real. It's like, no, it's real bad right now for tons of people. But unfortunately, like, that's how it is here in the States. And, you know, it's not something worth really diving into until it hits, the continental United States. And, that limits how much information we have with this kind of stuff. But I did check in with him because he was the first one I thought of when things were brewing, and he's good. Everything's good. He's just wet. So I was like, well, send some of that rain up here because we got forest fires that need put out. So
ship it up.
What's that?
I said he can ship it up.
Yeah, definitely. So that's out of the way. That's the serious part of the podcast. We're probably not going to get too serious the rest of the show because it's been too long. It's been too long since we talked to each other. Been too long since we talked to you guys, the listening audience out there. We're going to have fun tonight. Like Jason said, we have tons of news to go over. But we need to, like, just banter, Like, we need to just talk about some things, man.
It's true.
First of all, I watched Mulan.
Yes.
Yeah. Again.
Oh, now I thought you never saw it before.
No, I've seen it when it first came out, and I've told
you just don't
this,
remember anything.
It's like, okay, it happens. Like, I've tried to explain this to Val too, and she's like, "You've never seen it." I'm like, "No, I saw it when it first came out. I just haven't seen it since then." Same with Hercules. Like, there's certain Disney movies that I saw when they were first a thing, and then just haven't been a part of my viewing schedule since then. So like, that's the reason I didn't get any Mulan references ever, is because I didn't remember anything from the movie. So I watched the movie. It's on Netflix now. Makes it easy to watch. Guess what?
How was it?
Exactly how I remember it.
As in what?
I mean, like, as things were progressing, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Like, it's a really good movie. Like, I really enjoy it. But it's just like one of those things where I just needed to see it visually for it to like spark my memory once again.
Sure. Something happened with me like that the other day where I was like, I don't remember anything about this, and then like I saw like 5 minutes of something, and I was like, and it all just comes rushing back, and it's like, oh yes, I do know all this. Yeah. But glad you liked it.
I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorite Disney films. You know, it's good. I like the message behind it.
Sure.
There's still some things that are kind of uncomfortable, you know?
Sure.
Still super misogynistic, even though, like, the whole story is to, like, rise above the misogyny and overcome it. It's still... and it's also part of the culture, and I understand that. It still just feels kind of weird, you know? Like, when she's told to learn her place, and that's to be quiet when a man is talking type of... It's just like, you know, I get it, but it just, you know, it hasn't aged particularly well, which I think is fair for a lot of Disney movies.
Any medium.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think not like they had to add it to make the story, but I think that's what makes the whole story impactful for that turnaround.
Sure. You know? Sure. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, by the end, like, everything's redeemed and everything's all good, but it's still just kind of like those squirmish moments, like, I know where this is going, but it's still like, I don't really want to see it, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Good though. I like it.
Sing along?
I don't know if I would sing along. I did not sing along. I did not definitely remember the words. One thing though that I definitely did forget that was a complete surprise to me. I did not remember Eddie Murphy being the voice of Mushu.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As soon as I heard him talk, I'm like, is that Eddie Murphy? And I was like, yeah. Duh. I'm like, has it always been Eddie Murphy? Because I don't remember that.
Swap it up. The Girl Worth Fighting For transition, the end of that song to like when it comes to the village being burned. You know, it gets me every time. Like, there's very few things I think I'm like, yay, all exciting, and it's like, bam, emotional slam in the face.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Other than that, though, you know, pretty good, solid movie.
They added a bunch of ones. I think they added Mulan back. What else did they add?
Hercules.
Did they add Lilo?
I think it's been on there for a while. Which, let me tell you my beef with Lilo and Stitch on Netflix.
Sure.
It's listed in the sports movies category.
What?
I'm only guessing because of the surfing. But isn't there like one surfing scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. It somehow qualifies for a sports movie.
Get out of here with that.
You know, next to The Rookie and Southpaw. You know, right in there in that wheelhouse.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just checked Mulan related. Mulan 2 is on there. Pocahontas 2. Tarzan 2.
Hold on.
Brother Bear 2.
Stop. There are sequels to all those movies?
Oh my, yeah. Now here's the thing.
Is this when Disney was just like, we're going to capitalize on all of this?
This is like, they do it in like their waves. You know, like right now their wave is to make all these live action ones. But I think, let me take a look here, make sure I'm getting this right. the theater or the studio that makes these, um, yes, is Disney Toon Studios. Okay.
Okay.
They started off with DuckTales the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
Okay. Solid.
Not bad.
Yeah.
But then it was all they just gave them trashy sequels. It was The Return of Jafar, which that wasn't too bad, I don't think.
Sure.
If I remember correctly. And I haven't watched it since that probably came out. A Goofy movie, solid movie.
Yeah.
Aladdin King Thieves, I think it was also up there. Pooh's Grand Adventure, but then it was like Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas, Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World, Pocahontas 2, Lion King 2, let's see, Little Mermaid 2, Lady and the Tramp 2, Cinderella 2, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2.
Hold on, what? Cinderella 2?
Yeah, Dreams Come True. The Jungle Book 2, Landa's Milo's Return. Like, they gave them all the sequels to this thing, and they're all, like, direct-to-video. Like, how do you go and work for this company knowing you're getting, like, just pure cash grabs, and, like, nobody's going to really care about your work, you know?
Because Disney's signing the paycheck?
I guess so. And then Tinkerbell straight to movie in 2008. So our first theatrical movie, okay, they had Pooh Heffalump Lump movie? I don't remember that one. That was theatrical in 2005. But this is the funny part. This is the studio that made Planes. So they finally gave them like a really sequel.
Sure.
So they gave them Planes.
Put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they also did Secret of the Wings, which I did watch that one. Tinkerbell movie.
Okay.
But they gave them Planes. Then it was the Pirate Fairy, Planes, Fire and Rescue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tinkerbell and the Legend of Never Beast. It says untitled third Planes film. Hold on, I didn't think that was actually coming.
Really?
Also, it says Wikipedia says franchises and cars. False. I'm still saying. I didn't think they were gonna do a third Planes movie. I'd be okay if they did.
Yeah,
but
I like Fire and Rescue.
Planes was not bad.
I liked it. I was less weirded out the first time I saw Planes than I was the first time I saw Cars.
Sure.
Also,
it's just weird that Dave Cook is voicing a kid's character.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe with it. It was just like, I don't need to hear him.
Who was originally supposed to be it? Because they changed it like real late, like 3 months before the movie came out.
Ooh, I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead with your say. I'll look it up.
You just rattled off a bunch of movies that didn't need sequels.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of an embarrassing amount of Disney sequels that shouldn't exist.
I feel like I should do that in like a month. Like, just watch all the terrible sequels. And
you might end up hating Disney after that.
Like, you remember when you did your video game a day blog? I almost feel like I should do like a once a day or like for a whole month, just watch the terrible sequels and blog about it.
You might break yourself, dude. I would be worried about your sanity after that.
Oh my gosh.
That would be rough. Really bad. You mentioned Brother Bear, too.
Yes.
Val mentioned that as we were watching Mulan or afterwards. That's not a movie that I don't even remember hearing about. Like, I'm pretty sure I've never seen Brother Bear. I don't even know what that movie is. Yeah, I don't. That means nothing to me.
I watched it one time, I think, on the way home from our senior trip in high school. I think is the only time I watched it.
Okay. Oh,
and it wasn't bad, but
it looks familiar. Definitely have never seen it. I just Googled it. Also, okay. So, Mulan done. I'll probably end up watching Hercules here soon because...
so good.
Again, I saw it when it first came out. Haven't seen it since. I'm sure it's still really good. But there's another movie that I haven't seen. And I don't know if I've ever told you this or really admitted it to anybody. And I don't really know why I didn't see it or haven't seen it. But I've never seen Brave.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Brave... It did not live up to its potential, in my opinion. It's not bad,
sure,
but it's just one of those movies that's like, okay, like I watched it, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and it was fine. But it's like I have the soundtrack's pretty solid. There's a couple songs in there that are like pretty good.
Sure.
But like I've there's different times like I should watch Brave, but I'm just like, meh.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel no reason to have to watch it again.
Yeah.
But
I think it just came out in a weird time in my life where I just wasn't watching that kind of Disney movie. I have no idea why it passed me up, but.
And it was John Cryer who was the original voice for Dusty Cropper.
Okay. Wouldn't have tried to like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I forget when it's too much research for now, but when they switched it, I remember it was like super late in the process.
Speaking of Disney.
Okay, February 28th, they announced he was going to be the voice cat, Dane Cook was, and the movie came out on August 9th. So that's a pretty tight window.
Yeah, it is. That's we need you in today to record a bunch of lines.
Who's out? They open up the window. Anybody out there?
Who's available? Yeah, that's not even like a secondary character. Like that's the main character.
Right.
Oh boy. Disney's movie service.
Yes.
You excited for that?
So here's my beef.
Okay. I saw you tweeting about it, and I couldn't tell by the tone of your tweets how you felt about the whole thing.
I have been one of the people that, like, I have a wide range of interest in TV channels. Like,
sure.
You know, I watch multiple different things for different reasons, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not someone who just likes sports, and I don't like just news, and I don't like just comedy. You know, like, there's multiple, I'll watch 30 different channels easily in a week or two, you know?
Sure.
And so the whole, like, for a while was this whole, hey, we should be able to pick and choose your own channel lineup. That would be great. You know, that's been this push forever when cable was king. And it was always like, for some people who don't like sports, that'd be great. But, like, ESPN is your major bill in Comcast.
Right.
It's like, I think it's like, what, like $3 or $4, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Estimated for your cable bill. So I'm like, if I pick and choose, like, I'm not going to be saving anything probably. Like, I'm probably saving, honestly, in a bundle of having all the channels than not having it.
Right.
So then when stuff like Netflix came, like, okay, this is great. But then, like, when CBS released their thing and it was like, you know, now you can't sign in anymore. You have to pay for the CBS sign-in option. NBC this year, which is understandable, but NBC has a Premier League, the English Soccer League. The last few years, you could sign in with your NBC SN account and watch any of the games online, like the verification that you can with ESPN. This year, you now have to pay a fee, like NFL Red Zone kind of fee, to get it, which is understandable because the actual U.S. can watch more games live than the U.K. can, like it's just because of the media rights of it. But we're getting to this point now where to get all the content is going to cost more than what it had to have your cable box. Like in 5 years, you're going to pay more than what you're paying now to get the same content. So I'm not liking it from that point. Like, you know, you're going to have to pay for Netflix. You're going to have to pay for Hulu. You're going to have to pay for the Disney one. You're going to have to pay for all these different things.
Sure.
Plus, if you want live TV, you're going to have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And, like, what's a shame is, like, PlayStation View is great. Like, it's one I'd be tempted to switch to. But for, like, sports, it's, like, 2, 3, 4 minutes behind. So if you're on Twitter, you can't. You know, unless you don't mind being spoiled on Twitter and then watching it on TV.
Sure.
But then, like, these random contract drops, like, they just, like, I think when they lost Comedy Central, it was, like a September 1st date. And they're like, hey, by the way, when you wake up, Comedy Central's not there anymore. Sorry about that. And, like, that, like, stuff like that, you know?
Right. Without any notice or anything.
Right. So I don't mind the concept of it behind it all. But, like, Disney's is probably going to be $10 a month on top of your already Netflix of, what, $10 to $12 a month if you have the 4K and whatnot.
Right.
Plus top of your cable. I mean, it's going to get more expensive than it has been. So
yeah, I think I just kind of like it because I like the convenience of everything just in one place. You know, like I know I could go to that and I'll be able to find any Disney movie, any Star Wars movie, any Marvel movie. It's all going to be right there. You know, without having to sort through the filth and garbage that is mostly Netflix at points to find something. Because let's be real, Netflix search and Netflix just like recommended is so horrible. It's awful.
And like when I go through like sports documentaries, it's like trash, 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 and like I'll find one good one, like 150 ones down. I'm like, what the frick is this the whole way down here? This is a solid sports documentary.
Right.
But yeah, and I don't mind that. And again, Disney can take my money all I want. Like again, more than likely, especially as Amy and I, start a family in a couple of years, more than likely that's going to be the most used program in the household.
Sure.
And again, it all depends what they do with it. Like if they start adding in a bunch of stuff that they'd never had on digital services before, then fine. Like I'm okay with that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
2019, they're aiming for?
And 2019.
Okay.
The funny thing is, Netflix stock, when I last checked, did not drop, but Disney's did after the announcements today. But that's more related to, I think, their earnings forecast. Bob Iger pretty much said, hey, it's going to stay the same. Like, we're not going up. And people are like, bail!
Which is crazy. Disney's not going anywhere.
Yeah, right?
The stock market in that aspect just drives me crazy. Like, Disney's not folding anytime soon. They're going to be good for a while. Yeah. Whatever.
It was fun trying to explain. I took Amy to go see Spider-Man last weekend.
Okay.
Or two weekends ago. And because we had 2 free movie tickets we had to use in August, by August 31st, so we're like, there wasn't really much we wanted to go see. So I was like, I wouldn't mind go seeing Spider-Man again. And I haven't gotten her into the Marvel Universe yet. So she's now seen 2 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. She's seen the first Iron Man and Spider-Man Homecoming.
You know what?
And Captain.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to experience Marvel,
Sure.
You see a really gritty origin story that was phenomenally written and isn't all flash and CGI and it feels good, and then you have a very humorous and well done version of a very familiar character. What? I'm not going to argue with those 2 movies.
Yeah. Not trying to lead her in with Doctor Strange and try to explain everything that's going on.
So this is what they call an Infinity Stone.
Yeah. So the good thing about Spider-Man, there wasn't too much you have to know going into it,
Nothing, yeah.
I basically told her, just as she got the idea, the Avengers at the beginning when they talked about, the cleanup and everything like that.
Yeah.
But, so I was trying to explain to her big picture of it all, how Spider-Man fits into these different things. And I was like, so let me take you back to the dark days of Marvel when they're almost bankrupt. And she's like, Marvel's almost bankrupt? And I was like, crazy the last 10 years in comic book area.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's trying to explain that negotiations of it all was crazy. I don't even understand. I was like, I don't think they even understand. I think they're just like, I don't know if this is what we're supposed to be doing, but
yeah. Yeah. Have you got into describing how they negotiated which characters from Marvel would go where? And
I was gonna go the X-Men route and explain that part of it, but I didn't feel like going that far. I will when we go to the Avengers on it.
Sure.
My plan is to try and watch them all so she can come out and watch me geek out at the Avengers Infinity War.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens. So I'll have to explain something. And she is she does she's like me. She's like a fact nerd per se. So she does that, the back scene of it all.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard to explain it all without showing the whole thing. And the good thing is when we watch Spider-Man, there's nobody there. It was just us. So it's kind of easy to talk out loud and explain different things. And
sure. With that move, with Homecoming, all you really needed to know was who Spider-Man was.
Right.
Oh, he's a kid that got bitten by a radioactive spider at one point, and now he has superpowers? Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. And I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, that this is the 5th Spider-Man movie, but all the other ones are irrelevant. And she said she's watched one of them. I was like, do you remember what? She's like, no. So I had to pull out both pictures, and she's like, I don't remember. They both look the same. I was like, what? And I was like, okay. So I brought the love interest. She's like, oh no, it was this one. It was Amazing Spider-Man is which one she saw.
Okay. I was going to say, ask the villains part.
Yeah, that's true. But I was like, anything that happened in that has no relation to this.
Okay, what you need to do next is try to explain to her the Venom movie that's coming up and how that has nothing to do with the MCU. Although eventually the current Spider-Man that's in the MCU will cross over into the non-MCU Venom storyline. That's going to be fun.
Jason, spoiler alert, I think MCU Spider-Man's going to get killed.
In Infinity Wars.
Yeah, I think Miles Morales is going to show up.
I would be okay with that.
And then
I mean, I love Tom
otherwise
Holland.
it makes no sense. Like, what do you mean? There's no way they can make it two different storylines unless they do some weird dumb time jump or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Here's where you need to start the conversation with. Okay.
Okay. All right.
You need to pull up both pictures of Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And explain to her which one's which and why they are the same character, although they have different origin stories, and one of their daddies is an X-Men and the other one's not an X-Men, and one of them is dead and now the other one's not dead, and time... Start with Quicksilver. If she grasps the concept of multiple Quicksilvers in this universe, she's good to go.
Oh, man.
MCU's a mess, man.
And we love
Not
it.
the MCU. It's everything else surrounding the MCU.
Yeah.
They just need to get together.
Well, because I kind of want to watch it all because I think so much crap's going to go down in Infinity War. Like,
Yeah.
again, this isn't a shock. A buttload of people are going to die in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I kind of want to watch everything so then she can kind of enjoy that. Also, this is also the reason. This is Amy, okay?
Right.
This is what you need to know about Amy. This drives me nuts, and she's not going to be allowed to do that when she lives in her household. She's starting to get into How I Met Your Mother. Did you watch that show?
I tried, and I was just like, nope.
Oh, really?
Not for me, no.
That's fair. Anyways, that's very much a story-driven comedy. The entire thing is How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
She watched the first couple episodes, then watched the very last episode, and now is just watching all the way through. Like, why would you do that?
I can't falter too much for that because that's how I watched Breaking Bad. My very first episode of Breaking Bad was the series finale, and I was like, okay, this looks like a decent show. And then I immediately went and I started marathoning the whole thing. Knowing how the whole story wraps up, I just wanted to see how they got to that point,
Yeah.
That was a weird thing.
Yeah. Because I'm watching Suits right now.
Okay.
On USA Network. Have you heard about that at all?
Yes, I've heard of it, yeah.
This is the first show that I can think of that's not on a basic cable or on, like, what do they call HBO, like, premium channel or whatever they call it. That show I'm actually, like, will watch. Oh, no, false. Mr. Robot I watch.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out... I was trying to think of another show on, like, a whatever the next standard cable. Is that what they technically call those range of shows? That I watch on that thing. I couldn't think of anything. But I was trying to find something to watch when I finished The Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just on Amazon. I'm like, see if they have anything. And I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I watched like an episode, and it was instantly hooked. And there's a characters on the show. Not the main girl. One of the girl is the Meghan girl, Prince Harry in real life. Prince Harry's girlfriend.
Okay.
Prince Harry of the royal family. His girlfriend is one of the actresses on the show on USA.
Okay.
Suits. And so I'm like, I kind of want to know like what's going to happen with her, because if she's getting engaged and whatever with him, ain't no way she's going to be acting on a TV show on the USA Network. That's for darn sure. So,
right.
Yeah, but I'm also like, I don't know if she's still currently actively on the show, so I have to be careful when I Google things, because I don't want to be spoiled. You know, if she gets written off. So I was telling Amy about this whole thing, because she loves the royal family. And so I was like, that's her. She's on the show. And I was like, but I want to know, because I don't want to watch the last episode, because I kind of enjoyed the journey. And she like got all like, very funny, you know. But it's so funny because I watched Good Morning America, and like they've been talking about this actress. I've never put two and two together until like the one night. I'm like, she looks awfully similar to that girl. I'm like, that is that girl.
That's funny, man. TV, good stuff. Let's see here. I want to send a shout out and a thank you to the sponsor of the show, as always. We appreciate him so much, and I'm sure he's happy that we're back on the mics. None other than Devin Lachinski. You can find him on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/DLASCH2. That's the number 2. Thank you, Devin.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I was tweeting back and forth with him today, or earlier, with Taylor Swift music.
Okay.
Listen to Ready For It. So I was talking to him about that on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was just going to give him, two things. One, he saw Amiibo Jason.
I saw the picture, yeah.
Chicago event back on August 26th.
Yeah.
Twitter
I'm sorry
account.
he had to run into him, but, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
DLASCH. And Two things. Well, now I was just about to give him a shout out, but I don't know if I should, even though I already just did. Apparently just changed his Twitter profile picture, which we know the rule for that. You have to tell us when you do that because otherwise we don't know who you are.
Yep.
Two, just changed it to a picture of him in a Patriots gear. So, I don't know about you anymore, Devin.
Is he from Chicago?
Yeah, I don't mean he's in that area.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, can you blame him for not liking the Bears?
Yeah, that's true.
His Twitter profile is Arlington Heights, Illinois. So, I mean, location-wise, he should be a Bears fan.
Right.
I don't blame him, though. I really don't. No, you do you, Devin. You rock that Patriots gear. You do it, man.
Come on, Mr. Trubisky, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, shout out to Devin Lachinski. We love
That's
you.
right. Yes. Hope Jason number 2 treated you well. He probably felt like I'm sure you inflated his ego when you called out Jason number 2, and he's like,
I would say you better have done that. You better have literally screamed Jason number 2.
Right. Don't walk up to him and say, "Are you Amiibo Jason?" He thrives on that kind of stuff. It's kind of gross.
There's two options. If you ever run Amiibo Jason, you have to either A, scream Jason number 2, or just no context say you are cuter in person. You're either of those. That's your two options.
Or you could go the other route and really throw him off his game and say, "No, you're not really that cute after all."
Just walk up. I don't see it, and just walk away.
Especially with Lawrence with him. That would just make everything better. Oh, my goodness. Man, it's good to be back. It really is, Jason. It's been a slow summer. Everything's slowing down. Here's the thing. I don't know what the state of the genre is right now. The worst part about all of this is that there's no news either way about anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Skylanders is coming back 2018. It's just like, it's not happening this year. Lego Dimensions, it's like, yeah, Wave 9 is coming out next week. But yeah, Wave 9. After that, like, we don't know. There's just so much uncertainty and lack of information out there that it just is kind of driving us crazy. Like, we could put on some amazing shows if we just got a cancellation email or like, this is for sure happening or not happening. Like, not having anything to work with is just impossible. It's so hard. We're going to do our best, though. We really are.
As always.
Let's start off, Jason, with something I didn't think I'd be saying September 2017. Disney Infinity? Question mark?
The gift that never stops giving, man.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so, good friend over at Infinity Adventures. I forget what we nicknamed him as well. Did we call him Bob?
That sounds right, Bob. Yeah.
Might have been right.
Someone will remember.
Yeah. Released 4 videos showing off some footage of the Moana playset. I'll be honest, out of all the ones that quote-unquote like disappointed me the most, this is definitely the one that disappointed me the most. Even out of all the character reveals, because this looked like some solid gameplay.
Oh, disappointed as in, like, you're upset that it didn't happen.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I thought you meant, I was like, what? It looked pretty good to me. What were you disappointed by?
No. Disappointed like, man, this could have been...
Okay.
Because I never felt Disney Infinity really hit its high mark. You know what I mean? It was always like but it could have done this. Yeah, this could have been better. You know, and this felt like, man, this could have finally been pushing that actual mark.
Yep.
You know, because it was always like Disney Infinity felt like the point of it was to get away from like the crappy movie tie-in games.
Yep.
But like some of them, I was like, this might have been better as a movie tie-in game. As bad as it would have been, like there would have been more content with it. But this looked like this would have been what a Moana game could have been, in a good way. So anyway, showed some stuff. The funny thing is that Moana herself was not done yet, so they used Mulan or Black Widow as like character stand-ins for all stuff. But the interesting thing is, like, I guess the last one they showed was like a visual thing. I guess they showed to different people. It was like a presentation video to show to maybe the people over at Disney Animation or whoever what they were working on, and that was super fascinating to see. Like, that's the stuff I would love to see right now.
Right,
would be like the old pitch stuff they would show. You know, just the presentation things. Like, one of my top Disney Infinity things ever was that special thing they did to announce their plans, year 3 plans that then were canceled, but about like the playsets that were coming out and everything.
Right.
That like high end video was so good. But yeah, so interesting stuff on here. Showed some how the water mechanics going to move, and it looked like it was somewhat free roaming in the water, and the water was moving just like the movie, which was super cool to see.
Yeah, it didn't look on rails or anything like that. Like, wherever you walked, the water moved around you, which was really cool effect.
Yeah, and the crab was moving around cool, and then the ending boss fight scene was in development. That looked pretty cool. Whole thing looks really awesome. So go check them out. Infinity Adventures on YouTube. There's 4 videos to watch, all about like a minute, but all super interesting looking stuff, and all looks great. The sailing in it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Which ties into the other interesting news we got from our good pal, friend of the show, JV.
Who's still out there just doing JV things.
Doing JV things.
I don't know how that man is still just being JV, but man, bless his little heart. That's all he is.
But he was tweeting somebody about it, and he said, the amazing team at Studio Gobo was working on this. Note Black Widow sailing as Moana wasn't done yet. And it said, this was super interesting to me. Sailing was going to be music-based. So I assume like a QuickTime event kind of thing? Is that how you would interpret that?
Yeah.
I would, like, it means like sailing, and I think you had to push the buttons certain times, to keep the boat moving correctly. I would assume that's how I interpreted that. But still, again, something that was going to be different than what we've had, and that sounded, especially in that playset and that theme, would have fit really well.
Yeah, definitely. If only, folks. It's still weird, like, hearing like occasional mentions of like Disney Infinity and on just random podcasts and everything that I listen to. I'm like, oh man, it feels so long ago, but it's still absolutely relatively kind of fresh in everybody's mind, enough to where people still will casually mention it.
Sure,
it's a crazy thing.
My mom just bought me Mike Wazowski Disney Infinity figure at a reuse it shop, new in box for like $1.
Cool.
Like, sure. Tonight I went to Target I was just shopping around the aisles like I still always do. Not that anything's going to show up. This isn't when I feel like we're going to find a Skylanders chase figure. Is now on just like this dumpster fire release, so we're just like everything's just sitting on a shelf.
Right.
That since like nobody's looking, that like I'll have a chance of finding one.
Yep.
But went through the Lego aisle and mixed in the little dividers they use to put the plastic minifigures in. Was like 10 different Series 2 Disney Infinity 1.0 Power Disc packs.
Sure, why not? Yeah, fantastic.
And they're probably still like $5.
We usually do emails at the end of the show, but we got one in tonight, and it is absolutely 100% about Disney Infinity. And I feel like we're talking about Disney Infinity now, so I feel like we should just read this email. Sure. This email comes in from Dino Smith, which is bad, awesome name. So cool. It says, have you heard about Infinite Infinity, the private Disney Infinity server? It's not up and running yet, but they said something about being able to play as unreleased characters. He includes a link to it. Do you think Disney will shut them down as soon as the server launches? Also, do you think it's actually possible that they were able to make it so you could play as unreleased characters? Thought you might want to discuss this on the podcast. Thanks. First of all, have you heard of this?
Yes.
Okay. Thoughts, feelings, opinions?
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on with it that I didn't agree with, that they've handled really badly. So I personally do not support it much from the stuff that I know. But irrelevant from the technical side of it, but just the running of it, the operation of it.
Yeah.
I haven't endorsed it. I haven't signed up for it. I haven't done anything with it. But some weird, shady stuff was going on with it. But it's, anyways, they seem to be doing it. They're the ones I think that quote unquote leaked the picture of like Maui or Moana, whichever it was, being playable. And that's why I think they said that you can play as unreleased characters, and that's why I think it's the two of them.
Right.
I don't know if anything else, because they're in like the game code or something or other. You can patch them in there per se. It's just like other games that you can patch other stuff in there.
Sure.
So yeah, and as far as Disney goes, they probably, it's not on their radar. If it hits their radar, absolutely will get shut down.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, it's Disney and Lego are your two top shutting stuff down for dumb things.
I mean, it has to be worth the amount of money that they'll pay a lawyer to draft up a cease and desist letter.
Right.
You know, once it crosses that line of it's worth it to pay this person to write this letter, copy and paste some, change some words around in this stock letter that we send to everybody in the world, and worth the postage stamp that it's going to take to mail it out. Yeah, like you said, if they get wind of it, I could totally see them doing it because they have to protect their IP, even though it's dead. Like, they still... It's the same thing that everybody always complains about Nintendo doing. Why doesn't Nintendo just let the fan-made games exist? Because if they do, then that opens the floodgates legally for anybody else to come through and use the IP however they want.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I don't think any major sites have picked up on it. I don't think any major sites are going to pick up on it per se, unless someone decides to write just a feature piece for some reason. And as soon as that happens, then it's getting shut down.
Yeah.
So the best thing they should hope is that nobody knows it exists, to be honest. But
it's possible. There might be a handful of people using it, but it depends how heavily they want to promote it and push it. And once it's up and running, and they need to be careful.
I remember, like, the Gold Edition works for anybody who wants, that's just a PC version. Like, I don't think they have any kind of back versions for the console versions, but that's all the PC stuff. But don't forget, like, the Gold Edition's available, and you can play everything fully unlocked on a computer. Obviously, you can't share your toy boxes, which is the major thing that, miss out on it. But
right.
But still fun to say. But I was going to say about shutting stuff down. Did you see about the Lego Star Wars stuff last week? Drama with that?
No, I don't think
YouTube.
so.
I cannot remember the guy's name. He's like one of the top, if not the top, YouTube like Lego reviewer.
Okay.
And I know for a while one of his standing policies was that he would get stuff from Lego to review and publish and stuff like that, but he would oftentimes go out and buy those sets anyways out of his own personal pocket.
Sure.
And like either keep those ones boxed or give away. I don't know, but it wasn't like he was just getting free stuff and then reviewing it and putting in. He was actually just investing it, and that's why he kind of felt like it was his opinion, which is true. Like, it does validate his opinion somewhat because he is spending his own money per se on it when he didn't even have to.
Yeah.
But anyways, he went out to Toys R Us, bought all the Lego The Last Jedi sets before they came out, like before they came out officially. Bought them out legally. It wasn't like, I think Toys R Us didn't have them register locked.
Okay.
So bought them legally, put them out.
It's not like he paid a guy in the back room to sneak some out the back door or anything.
Or just had a manager do an override, which is technically, you can get worse than that, but like
Fall
legally,
off the truck.
yeah, did a full legal transaction, and Lego made him take the videos down, and two days before Force Fridays. This is on Wednesday.
Sure.
And all the Lego sets have been leaked. Like, you just had to Google Lego Last Jedi sets. It's all, you can, all the pictures all over the place. There's like 15 other YouTubers out there easily, minimum, of people posting it. They're all up over eBay. Like, who cares? Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, but if they have a working relationship with somebody, like, that's totally within their right to manage that. But
still, like I'm saying, like, if he legally bought it and everything, just like, I just think that's dumb.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like, had they sent him anything
of the Last Jedi stuff?
Yeah,
no idea.
See, I mean, playing devil's advocate here, what if they had sent him stuff, but it was embargoed until Force Friday? Right. So if he had something that was embargoed and wasn't allowed to post anything about it, even if he went to a store and bought it legally with his own money and did a review of that, it would still.
But it's just like IGN and places that get embargoed information on new consoles, but then when information leaks, they still can report on it, even though they already know if it's true or not. You know?
Yeah. It's tricky. It's not nothing set in stone with how this stuff is supposed to work. It's very fluid depending on which companies you're dealing with, you know.
And I'll say it wasn't even I should add this to it, add more. They were threatening legal action if he didn't take it down.
Gotcha. Well,
and
I mean, lawyer jargon for shaking your finger vigorously at him.
And that's the thing. I'm like, if someone legally purchases something in a store like that, I think they have full. You can make a deal with them to get taken out by all means, absolutely. But if they put it up there, and then like it's just dumb. But they're not taking down, from his point, this is his quote unquote job, doing this stuff. But there's all these other videos that were up for longer than his. Like it wasn't like his were the first and other people were popping up. Those were up for like a week or two, and then his came up, and then they took his down. Why don't you do a copyright claim on the other ones?
Yeah. Again, it probably has something to do with the fact that he had a working relationship with him. Like maybe there was some sort of terms of service about doing that kind of stuff, regardless of like individual cases. Also, if they're threatening legal action, like if he totally thought that he was in the right, like tell him, okay, let's do this, see what happens. Because if there's no legal ground for them to do anything about it, then they're not going to actually pursue it. Big corporations like that have really smart people on their law teams that prevent them from wasting money.
I just it made me so laugh the most is because it's Disney and Lego, as I said earlier, like the two biggest ones of that. So when they combined into this, it was like they're 100% going after that. And there's a funny thing. I tweeted out a picture of that Chinese flyer. I don't know if you saw that when the Millennium Falcon leaked.
Yep.
And it was like a Chinese official Lego advert. And like a week later, I got another whatever complaint from Twitter that they took it down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. But my follow-up tweet, like in the same conversation, I posted a picture of that one the new one compared to the old one, and that one was still up. I was like, okay, whatever.
Right. Who knows, man? Who knows? Weird stuff. Anyway, that's a lot of Disney Infinity talk.
It is.
More than I expected, but here we are. Let's swing over to Skylanders, shall we? The big question with Skylanders, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Where is Robo?
Who knows? Who knows, man? And it's funny. At different times I'll see people's pictures like, it finally came in. I'm like, what? And they're like, imported it. I'm like, okay, you need to lead with that. So bizarre.
Have they put out any statement at all about it, or is this a thrillipede all over again?
The only thing they talk about, Skylanders Twitter account, all they talk about now is just Skylanders Academy. Like that's all. This is all they referenced recently.
Wow.
Or like using International whatever day, like the last couple of tweets. By show of fingers, who's ready for season 2 of Skylanders Academy? Throw this create your own Skylander a bone is National Dog Day. Who's ready to slide in season 2 of Skylanders Academy? This create your own Skylanders furry ferocious happy International Cat Day. So that's their 4 tweets from August 8th through August 31st. So one a week, one either about Academy or about whatever national whatever day is. Oh yeah, there you go. July 30th, National Best Friends Day. That's all the content they got.
Wow. They confuse me, man. They really do.
Yeah.
Just release Robo. Just get it done, over with. People will leave you alone if you do that. Just do it. What could be the holdup on this? Is there any rumors, any speculation at all about what's going on?
No. I mean, the only thing I can think of is retailers just aren't buying it. Like,
as simple as that?
Force the product in the store. That's I would bet. Like either A, they're not buying it, or Activision just put a hold out on shipping it out. Like a Disney Infinity thing, it's like it's not worth us sending it out if product's not moving.
It's not worth the postage that it's going to take.
Yeah, I mean, there are figures at my Target that are like off the peg hook and like sitting on the like it's full, like the shelf is fullish per se.
Yeah.
But they've fallen off and they land on boxes below, and they've been in that same orientation for the last like 3 weeks.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you could walk by and just like scrape the dust off the packages.
Yeah.
It's awful, but I mean, even like an online retailer like Amazon, like they couldn't get a shipment. It's crazy.
I said, I still want to know the Best Buy story. You know, why they got one Thrillipede randomly.
Yeah.
I'm going through all their tweets. They randomly on July 11th some guy tweeted at Skylanders, is it me or am I finding superchargers for PS4 buggy? And they're like, hi there, if you're running into issues with superchargers, please feel free to reach out to Activision Assist for help. Thank you. Like, that's your one tweet since July 1st to anyone in the thing, and it's about a 2-year-old game.
Wow.
What?
Oh, boy. Okay, well, that's the state of Skylanders. I mean, it's not like they're doing any weird marketing promotions or anything like that, right?
Not so fast!
What?
Lee Corso would say. Yeah, this...
I thought this was a joke when I saw this.
When I first saw this on someone's Instagram, I'm like, okay, who's like trying to push back Skylanders rumors again, or like I thought this was some crazy like international like over in Israel somewhere, you know, some random place are doing this.
Sure.
And so I started doing more research, and I'm like, what the heck is this thing? So Menchie's, which apparently is a froyo place I've never heard of before.
We have one here in Vancouver.
Okay. Apparently, when I was Googling it, as of 2013, they were America's largest frozen yogurt place.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I could see 2013 being rise and fall. Like, I've heard of 16 other froyo places, and I've never heard of this one.
This was the first big one that we got here in town, and since then we've gotten tons more, but this was like the first one that was a big deal when it came.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nearest one for me is in, like, Delaware, I think, like an hour-ish away.
Okay.
Hour and 15. Not gonna lie, I'm half tempted to go. But, Munchies...
Look, have you been to a frozen yogurt place before?
Yes.
Where you get to pick your own toppings and everything like that?
Yeah.
Then you've been to Menchie's. It's nothing different.
Yeah, but I need this.
Okay.
They... Not really, but I just... I'm bored with no Toys Life stuff, so... I should do like a YouTube like haul video going on the hunt. But yeah, so Menchie's is making has an exclusive limited edition Chaos Spoon advertising Skylanders Imaginators. I think came out like September 1st.
Yeah.
I think was the deal. They have, and this isn't like a small thing. There's posters in the window. The cup is like themed. They have the special spoon, like it's a spoon you get to take home. It's like the plastic spoons you find in cereal boxes that's just cut out in the shape of chaos. Like, it's not some dumb little, like, there's an investment in this marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is like that they made this deal before the thing, and so they made it for the fall. Like, because technically now Skylanders should be coming out.
Should be,
per se. Mm-hmm. You know, September, October window. And, you know, Menchie already made the payment and was like, yo, we invested in something, you know, made this deal. So Skylanders like, I don't fudging advertise Imaginators. Here's a Chaos mold, you know.
I think the funnier story would be if they agreed to this deal a year ago. And then somebody just completely forgot about it. And then, like, they're going through their warehouse, cleaning out stuff. They're like, oh, no. Chaos spoons. What are these for? Like, it was just a deal that went through, and then it just completely went off the radar because of some weird twist of fate. And neither one of the companies, like, was paying attention enough. And then there's some guy, like, in a back room crunching numbers, and they're like, why did we sign a check to Activision? What is this deal about? What?
I just saw, just quick on now, Evan Parker with the tweet of the day. Does it work in game? He tweeted at Skylanders when they retweeted it. who needs a new game when we got this from Mr. Belfast? Like,
nice.
Why? Like,
wait, Skylanders retweeted it?
Yeah, Menchie's. I mean, again, to be fair, like, it's coming out, like, actually, let me back this up. This isn't to be fair. Why didn't they market this as Skylanders Academy? You know,
sure,
they could still use Chaos, you know, flip it over. That's coming out next month, apparently October 6th.
Yeah.
They haven't officially announced, but apparently release date's on Netflix.com, so.
Chaos is a big part of the show.
Right.
Makes total sense.
It's so random.
Yeah, if it's for Skylanders Academy, great. It makes perfect sense. We don't even need to talk about it. But neither one of us can sit here with any confidence and say that's what they were thinking. That's the best part of it all.
Like, I don't understand what's going over in that, like, happening over that place.
Man, we need somebody that works in Activision to just give us some inside information on all this.
Like, I'm thinking, like, you know, did they call, like Skylanders' office and nobody answered? And there's like, I don't know, I guess we're still doing this, so let's do it. You know, like, it's just like this entire year getting Thrillipede at one Best Buy.
At only certain Best Buys.
Robo didn't Robo have an official date? Wasn't Robo dated? No. The other one was dated, then delayed because apparently people theory that their street got flooded. That's the best theory we can come up with. And then, you know, this disappears, but it's so weird.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And so go backwards and scroll up. I texted you about this the other day, and it's like, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Because up to this point, we had something to talk about for every game except for Skylanders.
Right.
So I was like, man, we're gonna have a lot of fun things to talk about this week. It's just a shame we don't have some random stream Skylanders thing to talk about. Activision marketing. Hold my beer. Like, like what?
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
Oh my gosh.
But really, like that, like you said, like that's been Skylanders the last year and a half or so.
It like everything's been sad news in Toys of Life.
Yeah.
You know, like excluding like amiibo stuff. This legit is my favorite story of 2017 so far. Like, that's how much I love this. Honestly, it's my favorite story.
Yeah. I think Thrillipede is still better. Wait, was that last year? That was last year.
That was last year.
Okay. Yeah, this is really good.
I think, wasn't it?
I don't know, man. It's all a blur. I feel like that was this year.
I think it was this year.
Regardless.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And it was funny, when I'm going through, spoiler alert, I'm like selling most of my Skylanders. But when I was talking about it with Amy, she's like, you just can't sell that box Thrillipede. And I was like, you know darn well I'm not selling that one. Getting buried with that thing.
I still never even found one.
I never found one. I cheaped out and got someone to send to me.
I know, I remember.
But it's too funny. It's too funny.
Skylanders. What are you going to say, man? What are you going to say? Let's swing over to something that's actually relevant in some way, shape, or form. Lego Dimensions. Lego Dimensions, part of the podcast this week, is sponsored by the man himself, Evan Parker. You can find him on Twitter at The Lone Goldfish. You could also find him on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Lone Goldfish. Lego Dimensions, Jason.
Yes, sir.
It feels like it's just been dormant for months and months, and now all of a sudden there's a flurry of activity. What's going on in the world of Lego Dimensions?
Would you believe we are less than a week until a release of Lego Dimension packs?
Honestly, no, I wouldn't believe it. Because it feels like we've been waiting for this forever.
And I look back, and I think it was just about 2.5 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was end of... But, like, and that's typically what their normal thing was, but this one just felt so long, just because it was... the last wave came out with a whimper, and this one I think is going to be less of a whimper. But yeah, Lego Dimensions next Tuesday coming out. We got 5 packs coming out, and apparently their team is still up and running, somewhat their PR team, because Dan over at Bricks of Life got 3 of the packs. They didn't send them 2 of the fun packs. Why? Who knows? They probably don't even know what's coming out. But they, so you're getting the Beetlejuice fun pack, which I think is the leading pack for it. Then you got the Teen Titans Go team pack, and that's with Raven and Beast Boy. Mm-hmm. Getting the Teen Titans Go fun pack with Starfire. Then getting the Powerpuff Girls team pack, that's with Blossom and Bubbles. And then the Powerpuff Girls fun pack with Buttercup. Right. So 5 packs all coming out next Tuesday, the 12th.
For some reason, I was thinking it was Friday. I don't know why. Friday was stuck in my head.
Amiibo is coming out next Friday.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
But yeah, so one thing to remember about this is Teen Titan Go, the team pack, has the exclusive episode tied to it. This is, as far as we know, just an episode of the TV show. Whether there's Lego Dimensions tie into it or what, who knows? How do we access it? Who knows?
Are they even talking about it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They're talking about the stuff coming out.
Sure.
Which I don't think. At first, I always go into the skeptic mindset of it all, because Dan, so he unboxed the content for it, and there's I don't even think it's a sticker. I think it's printed on the packaging, a big old blue button looking thing that says exclusive episode on the Teen Titan Go's team pack, and it's not on the press release ones. I was like, okay, there must be some behind the scene thing, but I think they just didn't put it on the official PR images because it would look tacky, if you know what I mean,
right?
Versus the official final box art. So I think it's nothing more than just a design choice. Because there's some people who think the episode is like clips of a canceled level pack, But I think it's always just planned to be. It was just going to be an actual episode that they tied in. Hopefully there's some interesting content. Like if it comes out and it's literally just an exclusive episode with no Lego Dimensions tie-in, I'm like, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
But I did ask Dan today. I was texting him. I was like, "Can he access it yet?" And he says the content's not out yet. He's like, "Hopefully it shows up on Tuesday, Lord willing, when the packs come out." Because the other thing, I bet you someone's going to forget to turn the Switch on.
Have they pushed out an update for the game?
No, and it's not unusual.
Okay.
It's typically a couple days. Typically now-ish, I would say, is probably when it comes out.
I want to say before it was like a week and a half before.
Yeah. So, who knows? The characters, I think, are playable. Like, if you put them on the base, they play, but you can't access the content. So, who knows? It wouldn't surprise me if, they don't flip the Switch. But who knows?
Nothing surprises me, man.
Yeah, and I put something in the notes, which I'm going to change this now when we talk about this. One thing that's going to be interesting is stock issues for this. Because Amazon hasn't put them up yet at all for pre-order. I think Walmart has them. They've put them on sale. Impossible to find on Walmart's, search. Yeah. Walmart search is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
GameStop has them up on online. And it looks like you might be able to. Yeah, you can do in-store pickup now for GameStop. You were not as of a week ago. Toys R Us, let's check there real quick, see if they changed anything on it. Toys R Us, it is available for pre-order online, which has been that. But Best Buy for a long time was not doing in-store pickup, but it is now doing in-store pickup. So I'm curious if they're just waiting to see what stock was going to be like.
Right.
With these. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a whole lot shipped, but who knows? But on the flip side, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people buying these either. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. There's no store exclusives, correct?
Correct.
Okay. This is strange.
Whether Amazon puts them up, that's your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah,
but
it's a weird feeling. It's kind of surreal because definitely is being treated like it's not the end, but it completely feels like it is.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, and I get why not announcing ahead of time, they don't want to affect the sales, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I will not be able to give you an accurate idea of how many people know that's being canceled or how many people have been able to figure that out by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of sad, like, I'm not going to get that full emotional attachment, like this is going to be the last time buying something, because I don't know, really,
right.
you know? I mean, we know as much as we know, but, until they officially announce it.
Like, do you remember with Disney Infinity, like, the announcement happened before the Nemo and Dory figures came out?
Yep.
Going to the store and picking up those figures, it felt like it had emotions attached to it. It was like, I am buying the last ones that are ever coming out for this game.
Yeah.
Like, there was meaning behind it. I remember people scrambling to go to the stores and pick them up because there was a talk of, like, maybe they didn't ship out very much or whatever the case was. But it had, like, a finality to it. And this one has just been kind of limping along. It's been 2.5 months since the last release. Like, they didn't really, on social media, start talking about this wave until, like, last week or so.
Right.
When it's like, oh yeah, Wave 9, we should start getting hyped and get everybody excited for it. It's like, your fan base is gone, man. Like, nobody is clamoring for these sets, whether it's the last sets or whether it's just the next sets before something else is announced. There isn't any hype or buzz behind them. It's just there. It just exists,
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because at one point, like, the Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans Go, like, were, like, ones that were people were looking very much, forward to.
Right. From the get-go.
Yeah. They're like, oh, they're coming in this, this year. Like, that's going to be awesome. Like, they're going to bookend it. This is going to be great. Can't wait. They were very strong franchises that people were stoked to play. And now they're just throwing it out to the wolves. And it just sucks, man. It just really sucks.
Yeah. I hope we still get Lord Vortek at the end.
Yeah.
Still not putting that report and rumor to bed yet. But
I just don't know how they spin it at this point for it to be exciting anymore.
Right.
Like, now it just feels inevitable, and it kind of has that feeling of them avoiding the bad news. Like,
right.
When your parents are getting a divorce and then, like, they just keep taking you out to dinner and ice cream. It's like, why are you guys being so nice to us all of a sudden? Oh, okay. Because you really want to tell us something awful that you're not ready to talk about.
Yeah.
It's a bad vibe, and the community isn't there. They're not sitting there waiting. Like, people are starting to move on from LEGO Dimensions. Like, I think more people are excited about the Marvel Lego game or even the Ninjago the movie, the video game, than they are this next wave of LEGO Dimensions. LEGO Worlds just came out on Switch, and I've heard more about LEGO Worlds on Switch than I have heard about this wave of LEGO Dimensions.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre, man.
And the whole thing, like, and it's the thing, like, this, for LEGO Dimensions, they're being silent completely on anything, but still tweeting everybody like everything's normal.
Yeah.
Like, they're tweeting like some guy tweeted about he's excited about things like, very cool, Greg, are you ready for more? Wave 9 rolls out in the multiverse in only 9 days, Right. And it's just like, come on,
Yeah, with PAX and Gamescom and, E3.
LEGO Dimensions was not at PAX West, correct? It was not playable?
Not that I heard.
Because I know LEGO was there and they had LEGO Worlds, and also I think they had Ninjago. No, they had Marvel. I mean, they had Marvel there.
Yeah,
playable. I don't think they had LEGO Dimensions there.
Yeah. And I didn't see or hear anything from Gamescom about it. Like, everything is indicating that the team has moved on to other things.
Yeah.
But the social media account manager, like, hasn't got the memo yet.
And Arthur is going to be at New York Comic Con because they have a panel on Friday. I'm going to go up on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he's going to be sticking around. I might DM him, see if he can get me in. I just want to give him like a hug and say what's up.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to be like, Arthur. And if he's like, Jason, Arthur. Blink twice if.
Yeah. Just. Or, if it's not happening, talk about it.
Right.
Give us reason to still be invested. That's all we want. We want a reason to continue to care.
Right.
You know?
And I think it's like, and I think the Disney Infinity sales, I mean, it's a poor to compare this to Disney Infinity because Disney Infinity people were blindsided.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, there was some, I don't say rumblings, but there's people who were like, okay, I can see it, but it was still like blindsided. Where Lego Dimensions, like, I don't think it's going to affect that sales too much because I don't think there's too many people out there who are going to be blindsided. But
sure.
What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah, right.
It seemed like everything's going great. And so I think it would have been nice to have been like if they announced they were ending it and we could have, you know, they could have done a bunch of fun stuff with it, you know. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. Just sad.
It's just sad.
Let's talk about something more happy.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about Amiibo, shall we?
Love it.
Amiibo is sponsored by our good friend Michael O'Driscoll. You could find him on Twitter at amiibo_museum. If you remember from the last time and the many other times I've talked about it, he's married to a wonderful woman. Her name is Anya, Ania. She's a singer. She has an album out. It's on iTunes. The album's name is And the Light Comes In. Highly recommend you check it out. If you want to listen to it before dropping any cash, check it out on Spotify. It's there also. But big thank you to Michael O'Driscoll for this. Amiibo, what is going on, Jason?
Sound the alarms. It is release week next week for Amiibo, so we're getting new Amiibo next week. Getting some of the anticipated. I think. Would you argue these was the top ones at E3?
Yes, because it's squishy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think this one had the most hype behind it, to be honest. Besides, like, Odyssey, but that was a whole separate other thing. I think this one got the most attention.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a Metroid 2-pack coming out next Friday. I don't have the date. 15th.
Mm-hmm.
15th. So, although these are coming out for the new Metroid Samus Returns game, there is your previous 2 Metroid Amiibo also work. So 4 Metroid Amiibo work in this game. Just to give you a quick rundown for what this all entails, reading this from Player.one website, which is a fantastic domain.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of them, but that's a fantastic domain.
Yeah, kudos.
But yeah, Zero Suit Samus Amiibo will unlock the energy reserve tank. When energy runs out, the reserve tank will kick in, giving players more energy to use. Once the game has been completed, the Zero Suit Samus Amiibo will unlock something called a sound test. And then Nintendo says you can listen to the game's background music. Sweet.
Okay.
The Samus figure from Super Smash Bros. Line of Amiibo will unlock a missile reserve tank. This means you'll be able to get an emergency supply of missiles if you ever run out. Once the game has been completed, the Samus Amiibo will unlock extra concept art. Cool.
Okay.
Says new Metroid figure will also give you a Metroid marker. When tapped on a 3DS, this marker will show the location of the nearest Metroid on the map, as well as the aforementioned fusion mode, which I'll get to that in a second. So that sounds cool. Let me take a look here. The new Samus figure, the last one in the Metroid series of Amiibo, will give you the Elon. Is it Elon? I don't know if I've ever heard that word spoken. Reserve tank, which is a special ability recovery. When your health runs out, the reserve tank will automatically be consumed. Additionally, this Amiibo will unlock a Metroid 2 art gallery once the game is completed. But the big thing is the big controversy with this Amiibo is with the Metroid Amiibo, and that unlocks a fusion mode. And what fusion mode is that this game is going to have easy and normal plus a hard mode, and then above hard mode is this fusion mode. So it's like a super extreme hard mode that is exclusive to the Amiibo. So you cannot play this exclusive super hard mode unless you have this amiibo. So this goes into that whole locked content behind an amiibo figurine debate.
Right.
I'm not one that's that upset about it because I highly doubt I would ever play an extra hard mode of a game, especially a game like Metroid, which is already hard enough. So I'm not too concerned about it, but some people very much are.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's coming up with different ways to use amiibo and to add functionality. Like, do you still get the core game that's included when you buy the game? Yes.
Absolutely.
So, deal with it, people. Just deal with it.
See, I wish they would do, like, fusion mode where you got, like, a special skinned, like, the fusion skinned version of Samus, and you could only play it that you know what I mean? Something like that, per se.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is what it is. You know, I mean, people would still be upset because it's still content, but it's not necessarily this. But this is very minimal content than what they could, you know, lock behind it.
It's all the rest of it bonus content.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mean, the art gallery and that stuff, that's, you know, more exclusive content than this, but...
Yeah.
Who knows? But, so that's coming out next Friday. Looks pretty cool. Again, 2-pack. No store exclusivity on it, so you should be able to pick up, hopefully, a retailer of your choice. Other big news we got was Super Mario Odyssey. Finally got the box art revealed for the set. And continue with Nintendo fashion. Pretty solid box art design.
I like it.
Amiibo.
I like it.
A nice colored red with a white pop part of it. Also with a map on the background to kind of give you it's like an old explorer kind of feel.
Yeah.
To it. It didn't really. I like the map. I don't feel like it fit with like their costume design. You know.
Right. It fits with the game, but not the wedding theme.
Yeah. So that felt odd.
Sure.
But I was like, independently, I like both, so I guess I'll like them together.
Yeah.
One thing that people...
I do like the 3-pack, how Peach is in the middle and, like, Mario and Bowser on, like... You see all three of them, like, individually, you're like, okay, cool, wedding theme. But, like, when you see them in the 3-pack, you're like, oh, I get it. This makes sense now.
Yeah. And the one thing about the 3-pack, when you brought it up, that people were like, what the heck is going on with that? If you look at the box art of the 3-pack, the little triangle peg hook cutout is off-centered by a lot. And some people are like, that person must be drunk. Or like, what are the dumb people, they didn't notice this, blah, blah, blah. But it has to do with how heavy Bowser is compared to Mario. That I think they have to move it over that much. Else it's going to completely shift on the peg.
Right.
So it's still going to be off-centered, like, on the shelf. Like, I'm curious, I mean... On pegboards, they can really move it wherever, but if they have like one that's not really movable per se, I don't know how they're gonna have it set up. I mean, I think this is gonna be like the remember like the Lego Dimensions when the story packs came out and like they didn't really fill in the shelf, right. They kind of put them in sideways.
Yeah, or put them off to the side on just the standing up shelves.
So it's gonna be interesting with it, but it's just funny that I mean, if you think about it, Bowser's got to be a lot noticeably heavier than Mario, so they have to move the weight distribution on it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I love the little things that people point out and care about.
Yeah. Every little detail, man.
Yeah, it's important.
And then finally, the news that a lot of people are excited about is Shovel Knight.
You botched the biggest news story of the week, man.
Listen, man.
Okay. It's been a while.
Shadow of the Colossus is on my mind. That's not a lie.
Weird.
Or that is a lie.
That's not a game you would ever think about.
That was one of my first giveaways I ever won. I won 20 copies of the demo disc from GameSpot on Spot TV show.
Wow. Did you play it?
No, I did not, because I didn't have a PS2.
Fair enough. I appreciate your honesty.
I was a popular kid in school. I was like, hey, you want a demo disc? Here you go. You want a demo disc? Here you go.
You basically just did free marketing for them.
Yeah. I owned HD collection. I played the first level.
Okay.
Sure. But yeah, so Shovel Knight is also. I never knew I won that contest. It just showed up at my house. Like I don't remember giving them my address, but apparently I did. This is back in like, man, what year would that have been? Would that have been like 5th grade?
The original Shadow of the Colossus?
Is that 2000?
Let me look it up real quick.
2005.
Wow.
So I was later than I thought it was.
Okay. 12 years
Yeah,
ago?
so it was, I was still in middle school. No, I would have been in high school. Anyways. But yeah, so we got new Shovel Knight amiibo.
Yeah.
That were revealed was it the Nindies event? Is that when they revealed it?
Yeah, right. The night before PAX West officially started.
Yeah, it was a Sunday night. Because it was it was the evening. And I was kind of somewhat off. Was it a Sunday night?
Thursday night.
Oh, right. Sorry, the Mario boxes came out Sunday night. I remember something coming out on Sunday night. I was like, I'm not going to
PAX
that
started
today.
Friday, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got new Shovel Knight amiibo, and it's coming in a 3-pack of it. We're getting Spectre Knight, Plague Knight, and King Knight.
Yeah.
All in this 3-pack. No release date. It does not appear they're going to ship them individually. It's just all going to be in this one 3-pack for it. Each amiibo allow you to unlock Helper Fairies and Shovel Knights, bonus armor, and more. And they said they'll stay tuned for more details regarding all that, and that as well as for the release date, because we don't know anything as far as the release date goes.
Right.
But a lot of people are excited.
Sure.
New Shovel Knight amiibo.
I am definitely excited for more Shovel Knight amiibo. I will say, and our friend Cellside pointed this out to me, and I was already kind of thinking it. I'm not super impressed with King Knight.
It's awful.
That yellow just does not work as a solid color.
I mean, to use that phrase, the King Knight looks the most Happy Meal toy out of any amiibo I've ever seen.
Definitely. Now, I will say when you turn it around, like his cape looks legit. It looks as it should. But that front of him with just that kind of goldish yellow, it's a bad look, man. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not a good character design to really showcase in a figurine, you know.
Sure.
Whereas like Plague Knight, I love Plague Knight's look.
Yeah, Plague Knight looks great.
Yeah. Spectre Knight looks cool.
Yeah, Spectre Knight's pretty detailed. And I mean, again, I don't know if it's the yellows, if it's the mold, if it's whatever it is, but it is kind of a shame. I mean, maybe that's kind of good that's in the 3-pack too, because it's like, this one looks great, this one looks great. Like, what happened to this one?
Yeah.
But
buy 2, get 1 free.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll look different in person, you know.
Sure.
We've seen that happen before with Toys to Life, where the promo pictures don't necessarily line up to the product in store.
Never.
Usually it's the opposite direction though, and they look far worse. But maybe this will be better. You know, maybe that's just a prototype. We don't know. We can only hope that it does look better. Regardless, it's more Shovel Knight amiibo. I think the biggest takeaway from this is that Nintendo is still green-lighting other companies to make their own amiibo.
Sure.
That's a good sign. They didn't pull the plug on that. Still confused why Mario plus Rabbids amiibo didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's the worst decision. I hope it's like just coming down the road or something, because with how good that game is, I don't know if you've played it or not, but it is such a good game, and it is getting such positive reviews across the board.
Sure.
That it sucks that there's not amiibo to go with it. I can understand not wanting to sign off on amiibo for a game you're not confident in.
Sure.
You know, that's why we didn't get Star Fox amiibo. Sorry, folks. That game was garbage. Nintendo knew it. They weren't going to put out the Star Fox amiibo that everybody wanted for that reason.
I already forgot that game came out.
I can't.
I remember when we went to E3.
Yeah.
And, like, we had to finish the thing, like, we're playing to weren't we getting, like, a pin or a button or something? Mm-hmm. You had to finish
the
thing.
patch.
And I was like, yeah, that's right. I was like, can I be done? Can I be done now?
No, we gotta finish it. No, I don't want to. This is a bad game. People were waiting in that line for hours.
Yeah.
Oh, Anyway, there were rumors about amiibo to go along with that never happened. It's not because they couldn't figure out how to articulate the ship or anything like that. It's because the game sucked. Nintendo knew it, and they weren't going to sell products to go along with it. That's why they packed in a free bonus game with the Star Fox game in its own case to make people feel better about buying the really bad Star Fox game.
What was the packing? I don't remember that.
The Toad, the Slippy.
Oh, right!
Yeah, Battle Force or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. Free. Completely free. It had its own case, its own cover, everything. It was its own disc. It wasn't even just like additional content in the game that you could just download. It's like, no, here's an extra game. Please take it. And I don't care what Amiibo Jason says. That game was hot garbage. He was the only person on the internet to ever give that game a good review. Do you remember that? He was like, man, I can't believe people are hating me so bad for this review. It's like, did you actually play the game? Like, there's a reason why people are upset about your review.
That's one thing I would always would be nervous about doing reviews, because I'm like always afraid of like I like something and like as soon as like embargoes looks like this is great and everybody's like this is hot trash. I'm like, what?
Whoa, missed the mark on that one. Yeah. Anyway, so it's a shame Nintendo didn't sign off on Rabbids Amiibo. Like, maybe it's still going to happen. Probably not, but
I'm so happy that game is doing as well as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as reviews wise.
Uh-huh.
I did not pick it up yet just because I'm on budget crunch right now.
Sure.
But I do want to pick it up. I'm hoping it gets a Ubisoft curse and it gets like $20 at Black Friday like all Ubisoft games do, but since it's like Nintendo involvement, I'm hoping expecting to get the Nintendo treatment where like the best sale you ever get is like $5 off.
Yeah. See, I know it's Ubisoft developed. I don't know if Nintendo published it or if Ubisoft published it. Because if it was published by Nintendo, it's never going on sale.
Yeah.
But if Ubisoft actually published it themselves, then there's a good chance this holiday that'll be an easy pickup.
Publisher Ubisoft.
All right, there we go.
Bring me that Black Friday $20.
Yeah. It's such a good game, man. I love it so much. It's so good.
You know, I haven't played that style of game in a long time.
Me neither.
So I'm excited too.
I was nervous.
Sure.
But I also appreciated using Amiibo in it. Now, you only have to use them once to unlock some cool weapons. And then there's no other use for Amiibo. However, it was one of those things where I forget that this is a thing until I am reminded of it. That when you use a Mario Amiibo, you could use any Mario Amiibo. So I got my 8-bit Mario Amiibo. Sure. I got my Smash Brothers Princess Peach. I got my Super Mario Luigi. And I got my Mega Yarn Yoshi to scan them in. And I was like, this is the best thing about Amiibo. When you need a Mario Amiibo, you could use any Mario Amiibo. Doesn't matter. You wanted a Yoshi? You could use any Yoshi. It's so good.
My default for any time needing an Amiibo, like any Amiibo works, you're grabbing that Yarn Yoshi any day of the week, man. Take it off my TV stand and tapping that on.
It's just perfect. So good. So yeah, I'm excited for Shovel Knight Amiibo. Again, it's just a good thing that Nintendo is still okay with other companies putting out their own Amiibo. It's a good sign for things to come, you know?
Sure.
Because there's a lot of indie games coming to that Switch, man. So many. It's the best.
The showcase there was a couple in there that were hot garbage.
Sure.
But some of them looked pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't a indie game, but my most intrigued Switch game is still that dumb Project Octopath Traveler, whatever.
Oh, right.
Titled Debauchery is.
Mm-hmm.
That also on subject Nintendo Switch. LA Noire coming to the Switch. Hello.
Can't wait.
That's unbelievable.
I can't wait to see Dan Reichert's face so much.
Yeah.
You know he's in that game, right?
Yes.
It freaks me out.
Did you listen to their panel at all at PAX West? Or did you hear what happened with him?
I briefly caught some of it, but I think I missed a
So
lot of it.
he, apparently, he said he hasn't drank in a while,
Okay.
and apparently drank more than he could recover from.
Okay.
So he was like super drunk. So he woke up the next morning and was super hungry for Buffalo Wild Wings. So he went to Buffalo Wild Wings on like a Friday or whatever day it was in the morning. Went in there and was there and was eating and looked over and saw Patrick Klepek. And so texted Patrick and was like, you should try the blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, ha, like I see you.
Sure.
They then proceeded to hang out at Buffalo Wild Wings for 7 hours.
What?
They were in Buffalo for 7 hours, okay? So, anyways, they got more drunk or whatever, went back to the hotel, fell asleep or whatever, and I guess, which he did not know this, but I guess Patrick texted Austin Walker and said about how they're at Buffalo Wild Wings for that long. So Austin Walker texted him like 3 hours later and was like, hey, we're all going to go out to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. Do you want to come? Acting like he didn't know.
Sure.
So Dan went. So he went for another 3 hours. So one day he was at Buffalo Wild Wings for 10 hours.
Wow.
And I guess it turned into a joke. So he was there. I don't know if it was that next. I think it was there the next day. I think they went as like a giant bomb crew went. And he asked the associate, whatever, at the beginning, like, to seat you at your table. It's like, do you guys sell your T-shirts at all? Like, 'cause they wear like those jersey things.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think so. Like, it's like no one's ever asked this question before.
Right.
And he's
Why
like,
would you want a uniform?
Yeah. So I guess she like asked management, and I guess either they knew he was there or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, they gave him one.
Wow.
And it was like on the back it says captain on it, and apparently that's like a high-ranking thing they don't really do at Buffalo Wild Wings anymore. So different employees were asking him where he got that shirt because apparently it's like a hot commodity.
Sure.
They haven't seen it, and he somehow has it. I guess it like gives the ability for whoever was the captain to change the TV. Like that was their job, to change it after sporting events. Like that's who controlled the remote. And so then apparently, not satisfied with just having the thing, he asked if he could get a name tag, like if they have a name tag maker, and they made him one that says Dan.
Wow.
So he went to the panel with like lukewarm Buffalo Wild Wings. Sure. With his jersey and the official, like, he could walk into any Buffalo Wild Wings that looks like his employee. And so they asked if he's going to renew his vows there, or if this is like violates his contract with Taco Bell.
Right. That's the most Dan Riker thing ever.
7 hours.
I saw a tweet of like him at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he was like, "I'm the undisputed king of wings," or something like that. I'm like, I don't know what this is in reference to, but I'm sure there's a story to be had.
Did you play LA Noire then?
Oh yeah.
Great game.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
So I'm excited. That's the thing. This is going to be like Skyrim Special Edition kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I want to get it for PlayStation VR, you know, and it had like the VR missions, or like it on the Switch. Yep. Like, this would be fun to get the Switch version, because apparently there's like gyro controls and like touchscreen things. Yeah. Or if I want to get in full 1080p, because the game is gorgeous. Yeah. Already on Xbox 360. So like,
whatever updates they do with the new tech, like,
it's gonna be unbelievable.
Sure, why not?
And I also got it back when I was jobless, and so I was paying for my video games by buying and flipping them, like buying them on deals at Best Buy and then trading them in at GameStop or Amazon for profit. Sure. And so Amazon, you could lock in your price for like a week. You know, you had time to ship it. So I think I beat that game in like 4 days because I had to rush through it to send it back in. So it'll be nice to actually try and, you know, take time going through it. But super good.
Let it soak in a little bit.
Yeah.
So good things are good with Nintendo and Amiibo, which is positive. Like they're the strongest Toys to Life franchise out there right now. One other thing I want to touch on a little bit here is Light Seekers, friends of the show. They launched their game / figurines / trading card game. The game and the figures are still going strong, but they are going all in with their trading card game. Yeah. It's phenomenal to see. They're going on a cross-country trip. They're hitting up every show, every expo, I just found out yesterday for one, I forgot that the Rose City Comic Con was happening this weekend, but I just found out yesterday that Lightseekers is going to be at the Rose City Comic Con here in Portland. Yeah, I'm like, what? How do you guys not tell me this in advance? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such like it's a decent sized Comic Con.
Yeah.
But like, it's not upper echelon of like shows. You know, so it's like, well, they're just literally going to every possible place they can to show off this game, to teach people how to play the game, to hold tournaments, to just get exposure out for this game, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I don't know why the push isn't there for the digital game or for the figures, but they are definitely all in with the card game, and maybe they're hoping to. The card game is easier and cheaper to get into, and using that as like a gateway into the franchise.
Sure.
Hard to say, but I appreciate their commitment to just the brand itself, you know?
Yeah, and I think also it's just go with what's hot, too, you know?
Yeah.
If it's going off, because I've been seeing them retweeting stuff over, like, legitimate, like, trading card websites or groups or whatever saying, like, this is actually surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah.
And so glad to see it's taking off well.
Yeah, definitely. Do want to mention friend of the show. He's been on the show more times than we can possibly count at this point. Matt Sonnerberg. You know him from his Skylander days, the good old days. On Twitter at SCL Matt, of course. He has started up a new project of his. He's trying to get in while the irons are still hot. With this Lightseekers trading card game. He's created a website and a Twitter handle to help people obtain and trade and sell the cards. You know, for those people trying to complete their collections, for those people trying to build awesome decks, whatever the case is. So go over to Twitter and check out at delivery_crab. You can find Matt's site over there, and he has links to everything. And he's trying to start creating the market for the Lightseekers trading card game. It has to start somewhere, and Matt's taking it upon himself to do it. So, kudos to him.
Yeah. So I just sent him some stuff, so his inventory is going to be updated some.
Yep.
So if you have extra Lightseeker stuff, I don't know if he actually wants me to say or not, but you might be able to contact him soon. I don't know if he's buying them per se yet, but
sure.
If you have a bunch, might be worth checking in with him.
Yeah. Or if you're looking for certain ones, or
Yep. Go over there. It's all nice to go. You can go delivercrab.com, choose the element you're looking for, like mountain, nature, storm, tech, anything like that. Gives different prices. If you need crystal skin, 50 cents. Hit add a cart, view cart, and off you go.
Yeah.
Like that. Shipping's not terrible. He's trying to be reasonable with it. So,
yep.
Go give him the support.
Yeah, it's better than going to the store and trying to buy, blind packs and trying to find what you want. This is probably the easiest way to narrow down exactly those specific cards you're looking for.
Yep.
Also, he has like plenty of resources for getting into the game, getting more serious about playing the game and all that kind of stuff. Like, he's not just collecting the cards and trading the cards. Like, he is an avid player of the game itself. So he's big in the community that's established in playing the game and helping others learn to play it. So support our friend Matt. We definitely want to help push that for him. So
yep, absolutely.
Since we don't have any other emails this week, Jason, we're going to finish off with the community question this week. And the response of the week is going to get no, it's not going to get that. It's going to get a LEGO Dimensions Wave 9 pack of their choice. Any of the packs that are coming out next Tuesday, the winner, whoever has the response of the week, will get to choose which pack they want. Free. Just for replying to a tweet. Simple as that. Since we've been away for a month, and since the summer drought has happened and kind of everything's up in the air, the community question this week was pretty simple. What, if anything, have you turned to in order to scratch the collecting itch during this Toys to Life drought? Did we get responses, Jason?
We did.
What do we
got? Some. We'll go down the list here for you. We got Rose F. Death says, I scratched the itch by saving money. I got a second job making pizza. Going to need extra dough in order to get all those amiibo. God, make ends meet, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Anderson, Toys Life and More says, Pokemon cards. I started playing last year, and past few months have been a lot of purchasing packs. Rado Gutierrez, Dad Playing Games, says, Pokemon games for sure. I even started playing the old Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color again. That was the jam, too.
Sure.
Tried playing the old Yu-Gi-Oh game for Game Boy, and it's terrible. Because it's like, there's no way to tell, like, I can't even describe how bad it is. And I played a lot of it when I was a kid.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't even remember how I even understood this, because now I'm like, this makes no sense at all. But it's funny that both those people said about playing, like, trading cards. Like, I've seen a lot of people, like, picking up on that. Like, it's getting a big resurgence again, I feel like.
Yeah.
But, Blue Dragon Kaiser says, Yokai Watch and Yokai Watch fanfic writing. Links to it on there. And I know you tweeted something asking our opinion on something, which I saw before, so... and they put hashtags shameless self promo.
Hey, we're all about shameless self promos here.
Yeah, absolutely. So be sure to go check that out. Archive of our own.org/series/762105.
Yeah, or just go find this tweet and click on the link.
Click on the thing. Remember when we used to not be able to read threads on Twitter? How did we ever survive? Chris Smith, Warlock SOL says community. Hashtag community question, yes.
Yeah.
I've been on a serious Fire Emblem Heroes binge, trying to collect as many heroes as I can in that game. Did you ever play Fire Emblem Heroes? And we talked about it a while ago.
Yeah, I did for like a week, and I was like, nope, that's not for me.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Nintendo Wire trying to get exclusive on the Super Mario Run update, maybe?
Yeah, they're trying hard with that, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mace Scott, Mace3739 says, for me it was Lego sets, including and not limited to Bionicle, every Guardians of the Galaxy, enough Spider-Man to get 10 Pete and 7 Star Wars sets, plus more. Grizzly Knox is doubling down on Perler beating. Those look awesome.
Yeah.
That's
something I always wanted to get into, and I even bought the Perler beads at one point, and never did anything with them.
I made, like, diamond patterns, and that was about the most I could ever do with that. But I did see this guy used the Lego designer software, and essentially took a picture of Desmond Howard doing the Heisman pose back in his Heisman campaign in Michigan, and put it into Photoshop, broke it down to, like, 1x1 grids, and, like, simplify the colors, and, like, put in his Lego designer, and it was able to output what bricks you need, and then order those all on Bricklink for like $200, and made this awesome framed, like, 8-bit version of him doing the pose. And I'm like, ooh, this could be very dangerous if I could, like, start figuring out how to do that and like do it somewhat. Oh man, it'd be dangerous.
Having the attention to do that for that, like that's an involved project.
Yeah, and then he made, like, a football, and it was, like, Michigan-colored football, and I'm like, okay, I could easily do that with Penn State colors. And I'm like, this is going to be a dangerous road to go down. Andreas Ortelo says, mainly Pokemon cards, on the hunt for a hyper-rare Charizard, also collecting comics and filling out my DVD collection. I have not seen this card, so Andreas Ortelo, tweet me back, let me know how this one came out, because it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think that's in the new set that just released.
The new one just came out?
Yeah, I was reading about when the championships were going down, like everybody was clamoring over how much damage this one card did.
It looks sweet.
Yeah.
Crowl Owl Dove says, Lego, of course. It's actually what got me hooked on Toys Life. Missing a couple packs, but I want all Wave 9. A little help would be nice, to be honest. Smiley face.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah. Lone Goldfish, Penny Arcane, mini painting stuff, other games, Dice. Want to make a low poly robot mech costume. That sounds sweet.
Okay.
Good luck on that. Jane Ju says Norwegian Pokemon DVDs.
Why Norwegian?
Okay, there has to be a story behind that.
There has to be.
Phoenix Back for Fire, co-host of the Gotta Watch 'Em All podcast with Ken. Says, I have been picking up Light Series add-ons slowly and focusing hard on Pokemon Go. I would like to complete Skylanders with Robo, ...
We all would. Adam.
Wouldn't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Also found out tonight that he's going to apparently be at the Philly Pokemon Go event also with Ken.
There's a Philly Pokemon Go event?
It's one of the open street things that's put on by community, so it's not an official Pokemon Go event.
Okay.
But it's like they're paying to have like I think additional Pokestops put in. I don't know if they're going to lure anything or not, but like there's not going to be like unknowns or exclusive Pokemon there. It's just a Pokemon Go ad. It's a community like I forget what street it is in Philly's going to be open, so there's going to be like food trucks. It's a giant community event, and Pokemon's just adding to it.
Cool.
So it's one just happened in Akron a couple weeks ago. One was down in South Carolina, I think, a couple months ago.
Okay.
So it's in a couple weeks. It's the day of the Penn State Ohio State game.
Ooh.
So
you're busy.
Yeah. So I have to come back. But they start. I think the event starts at like 8:00. So I might try and get there in the morning for a couple hours and then come home.
Sure.
Cool. Guadalupe. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I just said cool. That's a cool thing. I hadn't heard about those.
Yeah. Guadalupe says, actually use my amiibo. Tori Ross says, bought myself a 3D printer. Now I can make all the things. My poor shelves. Also RPG miniatures. Those two.
Oh boy, Tori.
Tori's going to have fun with that 3D printer.
Yeah.
Better share off some of the stuff you make. David Gum says, filled in rare gaps with snow, dirt, dash, purple metallic, eyebrow, and box boy amiibo. In the last week pre-order LEGO Dimension sets, going to be a sad year. It's true. Wrapping up is Shundali says Funko Retro Video Game Mystery Minis. I love the designs of the figures and that the boxes look like classic arcade machines. Now I saw like these figures when they announced those. I did not know they came in those boxes.
I did not know that either.
And those look sweet.
That's unfortunate that I have to see this now because I kind of really want those. Oh man!
When they get you a twofer, they have to keep the box and the figure.
Oh, God, I hate when they do that. Cool. Sounds like everybody's surviving out there, and that's all we could ask for, right?
Yes.
So who do you think had the response of the week this week, Jason?
Man,
tough, right?
It is tough.
Yeah. Everybody's doing something else with their lives.
We're just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards Grizzly Knox because I appreciate the artwork.
Yeah.
Appreciate seeing people being creative.
Sure. Not necessarily collecting, but like just forcing himself into another creative outlet.
Yeah. Collecting itch of collecting his own creations is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I might go with that.
Grizzly Knox?
Yeah.
All right. Let's award the winner, Grizzly Knox. Congratulations. Get a hold of me. You know where I am. We'll get you a LEGO Dimensions pack from Wave 9 coming out next week. Get that to you. Thank you to everybody that responded, though.
Yes.
It's nice checking in with everybody after such a long hiatus and just knowing that everybody's good, you know?
It's true.
That's all I got, man.
Solid show.
Solid.
Glad to be back.
It's good to be back. I think we should try to do this next week and at least talk about the release of LEGO Dimensions.
Yeah, sure.
You know, just check in, see what happens, see if it was a big deal, see if anything has been announced after they release it, or, you know. Yeah, just check in with people. See how things are going.
Yeah. It's on Tuesday, which is their normal stuff. Like, I don't know. I just wish they would say something. Like,
yeah.
You know,
if
they're running high from it, just own it.
If they're waiting for this just to come out, then okay. But I don't know how much longer I'll be able to wait after Wave 9 is out for any sort of information one way or the other.
Right.
We're going to have to harass them.
Yeah. Like, it would have been nice even on Monday if they even say something.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Do we know, do they have, like, any sort of investor meetings that...
Warner Brothers Games doesn't, per se.
Okay.
Like, I don't know who's the bigger investor in it. Like, because Lego just had their releasings because their profit went down. Like,
right.
They had that big cut, like 8% or whatever it was.
Sure.
And so I checked through all that, so I thought maybe we'd have something hidden in there. Because I don't know if it's on them. I don't know if it's really on Warner Brothers. I don't know if it's on, where the bigger initial, where the cancellation would come from.
Right, yeah. That's my question is, who would make that call? Who puts out that press release?
Mr. Lego.
Mr. Lego. Yeah, confusing. So anyway, be on the lookout for that next week, and if anything happens, obviously you will hear about it from us immediately. But
yeah, so if you do buy it in store, put it on social media. Have fun with it. Enjoy the last haul.
Yeah, even if you're not still convinced that it is the last, enjoy it. Like, at least show Lego Dimensions that there are people out there that still care and still are excited for the content that they promised to come out.
Yeah.
So.
And again, as much as upset we are with, how they released this all or not being honest, stuff like that, we should still be thankful that, Beetlejuice is in this thing,
Yep.
All kind of random stuff. And even, again, just thanks for, I think most of us had overall great fun with LEGO Dimensions. And, glad it existed.
Yeah.
It was a heck of an idea, heck of a game and everything. So,
Absolutely.
Enjoy the journey while it's available.
Absolutely. But until we hear something, we're not going to get all sad and mopey about it. We're just going to act as if things are still status quo over there. So, as far as we know, Wave 9 is coming out next week, and woohoo!
Woohoo!
That's all we can say about that. Jason, where can people find you on the internet?
You can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. Jason Inquires is also the handle on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can head over to those as well. If you're looking for Toys Life-centric things, Brick Inquirer and Skylanders Inquirer.
Fantastic. You can find me personally on Twitter @TheNoise with a Y. You can follow the show on Twitter @ToysForGames. You could email us, podcast@toysforgames.com. You can check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/toysforgames. And if you'd like to support us and what we are doing here, you can do so over at Patreon, patreon.com/toysforgames. Sounds like we're going to try to do something next week. Not sure how long the show will be, but it feels appropriate to at least check in with the release of LEGO Dimensions and hype it up a little bit. So until next time, folks, happy hunting, collectors.